Have you ever thought about how to use the principles of Hermetic to make your deepest wishes come true? Today I want to talk about the last of the 7 Hermetic principles from the Kybalion, the principle of gender. There is also a secret principle called the generative principle within this last principle. Understanding and harnessing the power of gender and the generative principle can help manifest your desires more effectively. Recognizing and using the masculine and feminine energies within oneself and the universe aligns intentions with the natural flow of creation. The principle of gender allows for attraction and manifestation, bringing deepest wishes to fruition. This idea, originating from Hermes Trismegistus, could be the key to making things on all levels of reality. From Hermes's Hermetic teachings to the Hebrew Kabbalah to Dr. Joe Dispenza's modern study, we will see how these ideas are linked and show us a powerful way to find balance and make things with awareness. Let's start. The Latin root of the word gender means to conceive, reproduce, generate, create, or produce. The Old Greek root of the word gender means birth. A quick thought on the subject will show that this word has a much wider and more general meaning than the word sex, which refers to the physical differences between men and women. Gender is a complex concept that encompasses biological differences, social, cultural, and personal identities. Understanding gender diversity is crucial for a more inclusive society. Alchemists created the Therium Quid, or the third thing, by combining masculine and feminine concepts, promoting a more compassionate and valued society. But what part do the masculine and feminine ideals play in making the world? In order to keep things short, let us go over what the Kybalion says about the Hermetic concept of gender. It starts with the idea that gender is in everything and that everything has its own male and feminine sides. Gender shows up everywhere. There is only one thing that gender does, and that is build. The Kybalion's concept of gender extends beyond physical traits to energy and qualities. The merging of masculine and feminine energies creates balance, harmony, and growth, ultimately leading to the evolution of the world. Gender is seen as a creative force, emphasizing the importance of embracing both principles for unity and progress. The masculine principle moves energy towards the feminine, initiating the creative process. The feminine principle is the only one that is always actively making things happen on all levels of reality. On the other hand, neither concept can work without the energy and help of the other. One way to think about the masculine principle is as a seed, and the feminine principle as the good dirt where the seed grows. The Hermetic lessons discuss the role of masculine and feminine principles in creating and transforming energy and matter. Water is crucial for a seed to sprout and thrive. The lessons emphasize the importance of balance and harmony between these forces in reality. By understanding and harnessing the power of these principles, individuals can cultivate a deeper connection to the natural world and unlock their full potential for growth and transformation. This understanding is essential for a strong tree. Being self-aware is something that everyone experiences from a very young age. They know that their I exist is real. At first glance, this looks like the last word of awareness. On closer inspection, though, it becomes clear that this I am can be split into two separate parts or features that, while working together, can be kept separate in the mind. Eventually, the student becomes aware of a being that has two parts, the self and the me. The me is the part of your mind where thoughts and ideas come from. Thoughts and ideas then lead to emotions and feelings, showing that they have the power to create. It does, however, need energy from the self or another self in order to make mental images and act on them. The part of us that wants something is called the self. It's the spirit that drives us and acts as a physical desire. This self, or masculine force, sends out its vibrations through the heart and moves us. Its influence does not end in our bodies, though. Its magnetic field grows through resonance and the field, putting us in sync with things or events that resonate at the same frequency. The student understands that they might want to take a creative path and stay a witness to that journey. This paradox is in all of us. The self is the part of being that is me and becoming. The act of becoming something is what makes it happen. As in the beginning of the world. The principle of correspondence works here. What is above is below, and what is below is above. But how do these ideas work in the real world? How can we use them to our advantage to bring what we want into our physical lives? With the help of the gender principle and the harmonious integration of masculine and feminine energies, we may create something entirely new. The generative principle is an additional tenet that certain authors, such as Mark Passio, discuss. You may say that this concept is a hidden facet of the gender principle. The premise that masculine and feminine perspectives need to be balanced and integrated in order to generate novel ideas is derived from the gender perspective. Additional caution is required. After being planted in fertile soil, a seed requires nurturing in order to flourish. Even with a healthy seed and fertile soil, it won't grow if not nurtured properly. This is particularly the case while starting off. Most of the time, people live according to other people's ideas and let other people's thoughts, the environment, and the media plant seeds in our minds, turning us into their fields of cultivation. This is the feminine principle in action. People let other people's will control their male energy instead of using their own will and masculine principle to build their environment. Some people have a strong magnetic field and a male energy that influences the ideas of those around them. Thus, this might happen unintentionally. However, those in power do it on purpose to keep us where they want us. Uninformed and unaware of our own power to create. Paying focused, long-term, and consciously chosen attention to something is the key to making our world. What are your thoughts on? Because what you focus on is what you make, generate, and develop in the end. You might not be able to keep something away just because you don't think about or pay attention to it. If you don't focus on what you want and don't know what you don't want, it may show up in your life. Either because other people will bring it to you, or because you will unknowingly attract it. It's not enough to just ignore something that you don't want in your life. As the Kybalions' concept of polarity says, you need to pay attention to the other pole. Ignoring something does not make it go away. Do the exact opposite of what you think would help you learn. The secret to getting things done and creating is to be careful, to care for anything. Here implies to devote one's undivided attention and vitality to it. Whatever it is that you care about so much that you devote energy and attention to it and take steps toward realizing your dreams. It is important to you. Many individuals fail to adequately acknowledge the significance of their own life. Whenever things don't go according to plan, they tend to blame other factors, such as their bosses, partners, previous injuries, or the environment. Our energy is dispersed and our direction is unclear, making it difficult to achieve our goals. We should always put our heart and what we want first and give it the care it needs so it can grow. Be created and come into our lives by putting our attention and energy on what we want. We cast our masculine principle into the vessel of the feminine principle. Together, they start the process of creation and attraction, which is fueled by our actions. The generative creative principle is always at work. But we get lost when we don't give it the care it needs, the attention and focus it needs. This is how the law of attraction really works. The mechanics of care are the principle that lies beneath the principle of gender. The things that matter to us every day are what make us think and act. That's the order of heart, mind, and deed. First, a spark is lit in the heart, which sets a seed in the mind. This seed grows with constant care. The mind and heart work together to create advanced thoughts and experiences, while the reticular activation system helps find opportunities in the real world. The heart connects us to energy and uses its magnetic power to improve our thoughts and work. When these three elements work together, we bring our desires into our lives, from higher consciousness to lower matter levels. In Hebrew Kabbalah, becoming a king occurs when thoughts, feelings, and behaviors align with our intentions, allowing us to rule over our own country. Emotions are the most important part of becoming king. The vibrations we feel in our bodies are sent out into the world by our emotions, which control what we do. Bible study comes from the Hebrew verb lekabel, which means to hear. And what we get is light from God. The most important Kabbalists in history taught that this can be done by focusing on the heart. A sphere on the tree of life called Tiferet is linked to the heart. It is thought to be the most important sphere of all. It's in the middle of the tree of life. It is said that the heart is the king of the soul. Who is the king, though? Someone who is in charge of their body, mind, and feelings is called a king. In other words, someone who is not controlled by guilt, emotions, or outside forces. The middle point of the balance column is Tiferet, which means king or heart. This means that the key is to keep all parts of life and the mind in balance. People say that what you feel, what you think, and what you do should all work together. The greatest Sephira, which means crown or spirit or divine light, comes down into the heart. It corresponds to the higher mind plane. At the same time, Malkut rises to the heart. Malkut means kingdom and is the lower Sephira, which stands for matter. It is then that the king is crowned to rule over his world, or the kingdom of matter. Dr. Joe Dispenza, a renowned author and researcher, emphasizes the interplay between the mind and heart in manifestation. He believes that coherent thoughts and feelings can alter reality, leading to positive changes and achieving personal and material goals. Dispenza likens the heart to a power plant, providing energy and life force. There is talk of life force in the blood in all old stories. That life force is pumped through our bodies by the heart, which keeps us alive. This life force is said to be made up of our thoughts, emotions, and intentions, which are all connected to the heart. When our thoughts and emotions are aligned with our intentions, It creates a powerful force that can manifest our desires into reality. This is why cultivating coherence between the mind and heart is crucial for achieving our goals and living a fulfilling life. By harnessing the power of our thoughts and emotions, we can tap into the unlimited potential of the universe and create the life we truly desire. The heart is the power plant, the pump, and the center of everything. Even though the brain is important, the heart is what creates the experience, because what matters to us affects how we think every day, which in turn affects how we act and what we do or don't do. That's why you should care first. When we prioritize aligning our heart's desires with our thoughts and actions, we are able to manifest our dreams and attract positive experiences into our lives. By nurturing our emotional well-being and listening to our intuition, we can make decisions that are in alignment with our true purpose and values. Ultimately, when we lead with our hearts, we are more likely to live authentically and create a life that brings us joy and fulfillment. That's the order. Things like heart, mind, action, care, understanding, and action. These are the steps, and all three must be taken. In that state of consciousness, thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all connected in a way that makes them incompatible with each other. Care is what makes everything happen. It is called the creative principle because of this. I suggest that you watch my most recent movie, in which I talk about the other Hermetic principles and how to use them. You will have a better understanding of everything. What do you think about this new idea? I'd like to read what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you found this information helpful and interesting, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next video.